And the first question is to you, Saket Gokhale, because the fact is that these images that are played out all day across channels will be seen as yet another evidence that the Mamata Banerjee government is losing the narrative to the opposition, which is hitting the streets, the BJP in particular, and saying, look, we want the Chief Minister's resignation, that these protests, according to the BJP, are organic.
Thank you, Mr. Sardesai. I mean, you nailed it. You nailed it when you said it, that the images that are being run on TV. I'm astonished that no channels running the images of all the Kolkata police officers who were grievously injured today with the stone pelting done by these so-called protesters. I mean, those images shown will also help people objectively make up their minds over whether this was a real protest or whether this was hooliganism. Second thing, see, that's the difference. The BJP needs a narrative because they've been defeated the elections in 21. In 24, the same goes for the CPM. They need a narrative. We do not need a narrative. Right from day one, what we've been saying is that we stand for justice for the victim. In fact, the Honorable Chief Minister had given directions to the Kolkata police that by Sunday, she said that on Tuesday, by Sunday, if the case is not closed, I will hand it over to the CBI. Now, what happened was that the High Court, in its wisdom, decided to immediately hand over the case to the CBI. The case has been with them. I have a very simple question today. If anyone is protesting for justice, today the CBI has the accused, arrested by Kolkata police, the DNA evidence and the forensics. Now they've opened a second case against the principal Sandeep Ghosh on some corruption-related charges. See, these two are mutually exclusive. I'm saying nail Sandeep Ghosh if he's done corruption. But why is that stopping the CBI from filing a charge sheet in the RG Kaur rape and murder incident? What are they waiting for? They're waiting for so that the BJP can politicize this incident, take the streets hostage, indulge in violence, because the CBI, the probe is done. They should file the charge sheet immediately and start the trial.
I'll come back to you, and I'll come back to Mamata Banerjee's lapses that I'm going to list out, since you're claiming that you all have handled this case properly.
No, we haven't. No. There were a few lapses. I will admit with all humility that we might have done 99 things right. We definitely did one or two wrong. But we are biological. It's the non-biologicals who don't make any mistakes and don't admit them for 10 years. We admit that there have certain things we could have done better, and we are working on making them better.
I'll come to specific mistake, but Syed Zafar Islam, while we play these images, look at some of the images of arson, of clearly attempts being made to what many would believe is hooliganism. Are all these people who have come out on the street Chhatra, are they really students? Or was the agitation taken over by the BJP? That's the charge the left has made. That's the charge the Congress has made. And when I look at some of those visuals, what do you expect the police to do if the protesters also no longer resort to peaceful protest but resort to arson?
Rajdeep, you have to understand sentiments of the people of West Bengal. How Mamata Banerjee has behaved, how the administration has behaved, how people have been actually ignored, and their sentiments have been actually completely ignored by the administration of Mamata Banerjee, and particularly Mamata Banerjee as well, because everything was done under her instruction. She happened to be the Chief Minister, she happened to be the Home Minister, she happened to be the Health Minister, yet what she has done, one or two lapses, what he is talking, Mr. Gokhale is talking about, I think if the people, they need to speak to the people of West Bengal. They know it's only lapses, and not lapses, it is intentional.
Does that justify arson, sir? Does that justify the kind of arson that we have seen on streets? I asked you a simple question. Are these students, or has this been taken over by the BJP, sir?
Not at all. Why would BJP indulge in arson and all? It is the people's agitation. The students will be there. People will be there for sure. But why they are on the street? Because in a democratic process, everyone has the right to protest, but they are not being allowed to protest peacefully. Their demands are not being heard because there is a dictator sitting in the form of Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal, and that is what she's trying to impose. Things what she thinks is appropriate and ignoring the sentiment of the people. That's why there is an agitation by the people.
So you're saying it's a democratic agitation by the people, an organic agitation against the Mamata Banerjee government. Fuad Halim, the CPIM has chosen to distance itself from the protests that took place today, and on record the CPIM claimed that this entire agitation had now been taken over by the BJP and RSS. Is the CPIM saying that what we saw today on the street are organic protests or organized political protests?
Well, this is an orchestrated protest, which is what you call it reveals a bonhomie between what the Trinamool needs at this point of time for getting as a backdoor exit from the imbroglio. All of its minions, including the top echelons, are involved with. Now, one has to see what is coming out in terms of evidence and why the Bharatiya Janata Party leadership, who are all Trinamool people, are trying to take a leaf out of the way Trinamool behaved during the left regime, and the Trinamool is comfortable because they want this conversation to overshadow the exact processes that are raising unanswerable questions. What are the unanswerable questions? The Trinamool, Saket Gokhale is kind enough to say that on behalf of the TMC there have been certain lapses, but it's not his responsibility. It's the chief minister who should come across and say, is the commissioner of the Calcutta police who should come across and say that they are not being able to answer the questions being raised by the Supreme Court. On the day of the body was discovered on 9th of August, you got people from the forensic medicine department hovering around the body in the seminar room from more than one medical college. You got members of the medical council of West Bengal who are present there in the seminar room. You got people who are coming as lawyers who are there, whereas the mother and the father were not allowed to see the dead body in the seminar room. Lapse is a very, very what you call unfortunate word that my dear friend is using. This is criminalization of the administration over here.
So you're making a distinction. You're saying those questions remain unanswered, but at the same time, you're not willing to associate yourself with the protests taking place on the street or the ones that took place today. Am I correct?
See, that there is a general anger in the people of West Bengal, and this anger is being reflected at different levels. If you look at the entire medical fraternity, the students, the junior doctors, the residents, and the senior doctors, they are in unison. You got the people of West Bengal who are protesting simultaneously on various fronts. Today, we have held our own protests across West Bengal. Over here, you have a situation where you have these fake, what you call student leaders who come across, and the BJP says we are going to support them. Suvendu Adhikari is trying to help the TMC get out of this tight situation. Mamata Banerjee, Abhishek Banerjee can't be seen. They've not made a statement for the past 10 days. They can't face the people of West Bengal.
Well, that's not true. Fawad Halim, that's not true. They've made statements. I think we have to be, the problem
the past
with
10 days we haven't seen.
Sir, 1 minute.
One minute. The problem with politicians. The past 10 days.
Yeah, they've made statements. We've seen those statements. She even led a protest which many say question that because Jayanto Ghoshal, the truth of the matter is Mamata Banerjee, many believe, has lost the narrative. The fact is that Trinamool Congress has not been able to address some of the questions, and I'll come to each of them in a moment, that have been raised by objective personalities. Forget politicians. People who are concerned about the rape and murder without politicizing it have raised questions that the Mamata Banerjee government has been unable to answer. Real-time information, and the entire narrative has spiraled out of control.
Rajdeep, thank you. Rajdeep, there are two aspects of this story. The one aspect is that rape and the murder. It's a terrible incident, and it is true that there is a very strong anguish and anger in the civil society, and several, the processions and the protest rallies are. We are onlooker of those things in Calcutta today. But today what happened is another aspect, that this is the normal, organic, spontaneous catharsis of the people of the West Bengal. Now, today, it has become a political party's program. And although BJP said that we are supporting, but it's a student front, I don't know why they have not announced it, that it is their program. What Arjun Singh was doing in the students' movement. We have seen the footage. And the junior doctor said that they are not participating in this demonstration. I think BJP could have waited to see the Calcutta civil society's normal, natural, organic frustration, and BJP thought that they are in hurry. And these two issues are different. One is resignation of the chief minister Just few months back, they got the mandate, and now you are demanding the resignation, the ultimate. But you know, the
You made your point.
priority has been
You made your
diluted.
point. You're making
Priority has been diluted. What is
Okay.
the priority?
Okay,
The
let
the
Syed Zafar,
punishment of
no,
the
no, 1 minute.
rapist
Let
or the
Syed Zafar
resignation
Islam.
of the chief minister.
Okay, let Syed Zafar Islam respond. Syed Zafar Islam, is the BJP making the mistake, and the charge is being made by the left also on this program, of being so openly political about this agitation? Your leaders are out on the street and you call it a students' protest.
Rajiv, you have to understand two things, very, very important things. I think all of you are missing. We had approached the administration for protest. We didn't get the approval. We had to approach the Honorable Court for seeking approval to protest against Mamata Banerjee's administration, who has been responsible for this murder and hiding this murder and rape case, and somehow trying to protect the rapists. So something which we wanted to expose and protest against the lack of approach, the correct approach of the Mamata administration, but we didn't get the approval. So you see the dictatorial approach Mamata Banerjee has, and everyone is frustrated there. And it is the civil society, it is the common man on the street who is protesting. And
No, but there are BJP flags all over. Syed Zafar Islam, why not, as Jayanto is saying, why not admit we are protesting? Why doesn't the BJP say we are protesting? Why go under the banner of an unknown student organization?
We are, it is only Bharatiya Janata Party who is making noise there. We have actually taken
So that's also not true. The left is also protesting. That is not true again. You see, politicians do not tell the truth, sir. The left is also protesting. It's not as if the left has not protested.